My name is Svetlan Nicholas or Nikolai Kraczyna. I was born in Poland, but I'm Russian. And so I lived through World War II because I was born right before the war started, after Germany invaded Poland in '39. I was born in March 1940. The part of land where I was born before it was Russia, because we were Russian. But that moment in history when I was born, in March of 1940, it became Poland. Now, the town where I was born, Kamień-Kościerski, is in Ukraine, just over the border, northwest of Kiev, where all the fighting is taking place right now. In 1943, after Leningrad, the Battle of Leningrad and Stalingrad, I should say, the Russians began to push the Germans back westward, which meant that the front where we were was coming from the east. Exactly what's happening right now from Donbass. The Russians are coming from the east, pushing everybody westward towards Poland. So we were in Poland in the same situation. The Russians began to come from the east front, and we, of course, to escape the bombing and the war, had to escape, just like you've seen on television these days, people leaving, picking up whatever they could carry and leaving, walking or whatever means there was to go westward away from the front as the Soviet army pressed. So some of these stories, there's one particular story I want to mention because I've been seeing it on television every day of the refugees escaping, going westward, carrying all they could have. Now, in March of 1943, when I was 3 years old, we did exactly the same thing. My father came home, picked up whatever fit in 2 suitcases. He had a horse and wagon. We got dressed. It was winter because March in that part of the land is still deep winter. So we went downstairs. My father put me and my mother in the 2 suitcases on the wagon, and we began to leave westward with all the other people that were walking or on a horse wagon, going exactly what I'm seeing right now on television. Since that part of Poland is a swamp area, all the roads are built up on levees. So we were heading out of town with all the other people in these fields, and then when we came to a particular grove of trees, fire or artillery shots became from our right. Now, I had my wool jacket, and I had little boots, which were slightly bigger than what they were because my parents obviously thought I would grow into them. But as the shooting began to explode on our right, my father picked me up quickly out of the wagon, and he pulled me out of my boots. So the boots remained in the wagon because we went off to the side, and then he brought the horse down and the wagon off to the side also, so he wouldn't be shot. I remember laying next to my mother and seeing the bullets hitting the snow around us, but unfortunately we were not injured. That was a nightmare that I had way into my teens when I was safe and sound in America, growing up in the land of plenty. But those memories are so strong because that was my world at that moment, not knowing that there was another alternative in living. when you're a refugee like this, you don't have much choice. But you have to be patient because there are many people who believe in your cause and will assist you. Just a matter of waiting out because there's so many people in this particular situation and only so many people can be helped. It is hard to give advice to somebody who has not lived through a situation like that. So whatever I would say remains just words. But you have to put yourself in those conditions. We're very privileged the way we live today. Since unified Europe, I was sure that there would be no other war, like World War II, or World War I, or World War II. But we're on the brink of World War III if we're not careful. Because now we have sophisticated nuclear weapons which can annihilate and destroy humanity, and we're playing around with that. So that's very dangerous. But I hope that people can somehow learn, and this conflict that's going on right now in Ukraine can be resolved without threatening mankind. That's what we have arrived at. But I didn't think we would, but unfortunately, here we are. And I can fully understand what's happening in those people's minds. I see those children in bomb shelters or being led by a hand, holding on to their little toy. That's me. That's me 79 years ago.